What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. This is my fourth video of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully, it'll probably be my last one of the day. Now, couple things. First things first, I want to let everybody know that I'm a supporter of the First and Second Amendment. Big time. I believe all people should have the right to bear arms. And over the weekend, I saw a couple situations that really reinforced the necessity and the importance of the right to bear arms. First thing, and if I had the video, and if I was a little better on my technology where I can, insert little videos and stuff, show y'all in video time, real time, and then hear me commentating, I would, but I'm sorry, I'm old school. So I'm just going to tell you what happened, and then you can go look it up for yourself. Now, I got a video sent to me from someone on Twitter showing this young lady walking down an alley, and some nasty, creepy dude pulls up on the side of her, jumps out the car, starts running up towards her. This lady out of nowhere reaches in like, hey, back up. Man was going to grab her. She pulled out, bang, one to the chest, dropped him, fell straight back, rolled over on his back, was done. And when I looked at the video close up, even though it was kind of far away, you seen the red spot right there in the chest area. Instantly dead, heart shot, gone. God knows what would have happened if he would have got his hands on that lady, because obviously he wasn't grabbing her to take her out for ice cream. You know what I mean? You don't force somebody in your car to go out on a date. No. Most of the time, he had real bad intentions. Rape, possibly even murder. So he brought that shooting all the way 100% on himself. He deserved every bit of that lead. Bought and paid for by him, the nasty, creepy kidnapper. He sponsored that shooting. Now, that's a situation where the Second Amendment, nobody talks about that. You're not going to hear CNN, MSNBC, and Democrats talking about that stuff. I mean, that could have saved that lady's life. And I love the way she pulled it out. I was like, man, that was smooth. Any type of apprehension or, oh, I'm stuck on something, she'd have been done. So it looked like she knew what she was doing. I saw another video. Lady, it was a female cop. And I think this was in another country, though. But a guy came up mid-broad daylight trying to rob her and all these other people with a gun. She snuck that mug out of her purse, put 2 or 3 in his chest, and that dude dropped the gun. Ow! Get your hands behind your back. You're like, oh, okay, no more. He realized real quick, what have I done? I picked the wrong group of people to try to rob in broad daylight. These are examples of when you have your license to carry. It comes in handy. All right. This is some of the importances of keeping the First Amendment and the Second Amendment, just like it is. Now we had a situation where this lady gets in the car, unfortunately, over the weekend. I forget what state it was in, thinking that it was her Uber. Turned out to be some other guy, some guy from another country, I think, that did some horrible things. They found her body, unfortunately. And I saw the video and it just kind of broke my heart because, an innocent mistake like that. And next, your life is just taken. And I can't even imagine being in a vulnerable situation like that, where you're thinking to yourself, I have nothing to defend myself. The guy had this child locks on. She couldn't get out. And he drives her somewhere, and I guess, I'm not sure if all the forensics didn't come back yet. All I know is they found her body out there in the woods somewhere. This guy deserves this. Not only this, but he deserves some other things too, okay? All right, I hope the state that he committed this crime in have the death penalty. I really do. I can't even imagine the fear and the horror that goes through somebody's mind when they're experiencing that, and they're just hoping that this guy is just going to stop at a certain point or leave him alone. But in your mind, you're going, he wouldn't have went through all this just to let me go and be a witness. And that's sad. But if she would have just had a gun on her, backseat or not, that dude would have never gotten away with this. He would have drove her somewhere, or she would have pulled it out and put it right to the back of his head and say, stop the car, unlock the doors, and let me get out. That's why I support the Second Amendment. However, we also had a situation where, and I think it was in California, they released a video of this black rapper who got shot in his car because apparently he fell asleep inside of a Taco Bell drive-through or parking lot, and the people from Taco Bell was trying to knock and tell him to get up, but the man was obviously knocked out. I guess he just come back from a tour. and he had his gun sitting on his lap while he was asleep. So they called the cops. They didn't even see the gun. Cops came and saw the gun. And apparently it ended up being that the cops just opened fire on this guy as he was coming to, well, he's coming up out of the sleep. Now, these are those moments, and I support our police. These are those moments where I go, see, it's a group of cops like this that make it bad for all cops, because they handled this completely dumb. I saw the video before. I didn't want to even comment until the video came out. I heard about the story, but I guess they forced them to have to release the footage. And they knocking on the window, and the guy's obviously asleep. They got the lights flashing. Oh man, this guy got a gun in on his lap. Now, instead of setting up a perimeter, instead of saying, you know what, everybody just back up, and unless this guy wakes up and makes a quick movement or something like this, you know, let's let him get up, get focused. I mean, the man was obviously in a REM sleep. Can you imagine? You probably put the gun on your lap because you're saying to yourself, I'm in the middle of a parking lot. I don't want to get robbed or something. And he fell asleep. So the gun was there probably so that if somebody broke into his car, he wouldn't feel like I ain't got nothing to protect myself. Now, knowing that this man is asleep, the cops are like, well, I'm going to open the door and then I'm going to grab the gun and you grab him and pull him out. They came up with all of these things they were going to do. But you also heard the cops talking about, and if he does anything, you know, we're going to let him have it and all that stuff. Now, I'm saying this is the point where wisdom should kick in. The man right now is not a threat. He's sleeping. He has his gun on his lap. Okay. Obviously, anybody awoken out of a sleeping slumber, and there's lights and stuff in their eyes, give them time to adjust and figure out what the heck is going on. From what I saw, unless some more evidence comes out, he didn't get that time. He was so asleep that he scratched his head for a minute and still was knocked out, went right back to sleep. And then finally, when they opened the door, I guess he started moving, and they're like, get your, you know, I don't even think they said get your hands up. As soon as he started moving, it was just like, they shot him like 25 times. And then talking about, get your hands up, get your hands up. The man was dead. Shot him in the neck, shot him all over the place. Straight at this kid. And it's moments like that to give a lot of your race baiters, a lot of the Democrats who always, well, this attack on black men. It's moments like that to give their arguments fuel. When the police could have handled that totally different. They could have just had a bullhorn set up right there and just backed up and said, let's wake him up, give him time to get out the car. Once we see he's awake, sir, open your door slowly and get out of the car. Don't be all up in his face, guns blazing, talking about wake up, and then when he starts moving, just start shooting the kid. I mean, there was not even, from what I saw, he didn't even reach for his gun. He just started moving, and they just start shooting him. So unless something comes out differently, that was an example, just unwise policing. I mean, I know how that is. I've been pulled over before with my gun, and I made sure that I didn't take no movements until I found out who was the key person that I'm supposed to take commands from, because it was 3 officers and they all yelling different things. One of them, roll down your window. The other one, get your hands up. The other one, open the door. Now, they all got their guns pointed on me. So you're telling me the guy that says, get your hands up, if I got him up and the guy that says, roll down the window, I go to roll down the window. This guy now thinks, oh, he's going for a gun, and boom. So I just stayed just like this until I understood who was in charge. Like, listen, I can't take my seatbelt off. I can't roll down the window and also keep my hands up. So I need somebody right now to keep an eye on everything. Here's the gun. I mean, I had to walk them through it, but not everybody thinks like that. Some people will react like, what the, and before you know it, somebody with the trigger finger is like, pow, 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 pow. Now I understand stuff happens where cops be afraid too. But in that situation where you walk up on a car with just one person in it, nobody else around, just set up a perimeter. Give this guy a chance to wake up and get out of the car, or at least come to his senses so you can figure out what's the next move. But you don't just say, hey, buddy, and as soon as he moves, just start shooting him. It's a bad look. I don't know what's going to happen to the police who was responsible for that. I mean, from what I can see, and like I said, just a snapshot, but from that video, it just looked like they could have done something totally different to solve that problem. But That's one of those things where I say cops it gotta be a balance. I believe in the Second Amendment. Everybody should have the right to carry and bear arms. But cops that roll up on people that do have, and I don't know if the kid had a license to carry or not, but I put myself in that scenario. I'm licensed to carry. What if I'm at a rest stop and I'm sleeping and I got my gun on my lap? And all of a sudden I get woken up with bright lights in my face and I'm like, what the? And next you know, they just start shooting me. Those are things that I think we need to look at a little bit better. I support my police officers. I really do. But they got to be smart and not give any fuel to those out there that's anti-police and all of that stuff. I'm just saying. So if you get a chance, look up the video and you tell me what you think. Watch it. See if you see anything differently than I saw. All right. Anyway, check me out every Wednesday night, 7:30, live in Kevin's Corner on YouTube and my live radio blog talk show. And don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and the notification button. Check out Extreme Tees. Links below. Click on that. If you like any of their products, put my name in the promo code Kevin. You'll get a 20% discount. And if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, there's a link in the bottom to do so as well. And don't forget to find me on Facebook and Twitter. All right. God bless you. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.